morning. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your Friday morning flash update, and this is for April 12th, 2019, and we're right now about 9:10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Well, the stock market up big as we saw good numbers coming out of JP Morgan, and even Wells Fargo beat expectations. JP Morgan was up about 3%. That kicked the market there. Dollar getting hit today all of a sudden as bonds and notes getting a push. Now, part of this could be the Chinese news, which I thought was very mixed. There's two ways to look at it, and I'll show that to you in a minute, and we'll see what happens. Even energy's all over the board. You got up to 71, 76. You've sold off, but that was nearly $1 gain a barrel. As you can see here, you're off 65 points from the high. Right now, you were up over $1 a barrel in the crude. So a lot of this I have to attribute to China. Their numbers after the Lunar New Year looking a little better, but trade with the U.S., giving a lot of fodder to the trade there because their numbers with the U.S. in trade are getting worse, if anything. So we'll see where we are. You know, we had a monster drop yesterday in the silver market. Gold was down pretty good. We're getting bounces there. Look at how the copper has come roaring back. And again, I'm going to attribute that to China. So when we take a look at what's going on, I'll get to that in a minute. The University of Michigan consumer sentiment, 96.9, final March 98.4, but they expected 98. So that's where you're at. April conditions, 114.2. They expected 112.5. 85.8 on the expectations index. That's lower than the 88.5 that the market was looking for. Then you get to the import-export prices, and import prices up 1/10. Our export prices about where they guessed they would be, up 0.7. And petroleum, well, we knew that was going to be up, and it's up 4.7. Not as much a rally as we saw the month before. The earnings season kicked off, and as I said here, you can see JP Morgan 3.3%, even Wells Fargo beat the expectation. Here's something negative. Reuters has got a story running that they're saying that next week the German government's going to cut its 2019 GDP growth down nearly in half to a 0.5 percentage point from nearly up 0.8 prior to that. And here's the Chinese export numbers, up 21.3% in yuan terms. They were up 14.2% on the year versus an expected 8.7. Imports down 1.8% in yuan terms. And as you can see, imports down 7.6% on the year versus a negative 1.2. And here's their trade surplus. Now, in my morning report for my customers, I go through the exact trade with the U.S. and what things are looking like there. But the question you have to ask yourself for the day, is this the beginning of a decline in the dollar? Is it going to finally begin a trend here? And what about the euro? Is that going to begin an uptrend? And I think traders are looking at currencies to get a feel, are they going to be able to follow through? We have not seen follow through in the metal markets. We're getting a little bit of a bounce after the breaks that we saw in the soybean market and the corn market today after yesterday's bad news that with the pork cut down. In China, about 30% of their herd has been culled. Do they really need to buy anything in the near term on the world markets in corn? And that became a big question. Other than that, you're not getting the bounce that the market was hoping for in the nat gas off that big storm that has hit parts of the plains in the South Dakota area, Minnesota. It's hitting in a number of different spots. Let's talk about how I can get you going in the mornings. Let me tell you what I've begun doing now. I'm up at 5:30. I start recording about 6:30 in the morning now, and I'm giving my subscribers an idea as to what to expect. They knew about the Chinese numbers right away this morning. We were talking about where the markets might go. And the beauty is by the time I get this posted, remember it takes me 20 minutes, 15 minutes to record, render, and then get it posted. You're having your coffee. Before the day even gets going, you're getting ideas on all these markets. Now the beauty is the way I record it, you can just drag the bottom of it and get to the section you want, or you can watch everything to get a feel for what's taking place. But I'm going to give you an idea of the chart action that I'm seeing, what I think the pros are going to do in the market for today. where the active traders are, what they're doing backwards and forwards. As I said, I'll throw the fundamentals out to you right off the bat so you're not sitting there waiting, gee, what's making the market move? And specific trade ideas galore. That's what I'm able to do in that morning subscriber video. And to show you the value of it, we started off with $7.95 for 30 days, 26 cents a day. No contract with us, nothing of that size. You decide, do you like it? Do you think it fits in with your trade style? And what does it do for you? How do you do this? You can go to our website, right under the word education, drop down, if you will, to Ira's morning subscriber video, and away you go. If you have questions, you can always call my staff as well. Other than that, you have a good trading day. I'll see you all at the end of today with our weekend edition of our end of the day videos. Take care.